Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating intersection of art, technology, and real estate. We're going to look at how unbuilt architecture gets brought to life, long before a single shovel actually hits the dirt. If you've ever, walked past a construction site and just marveled at that pristine, gorgeous image of the future building plastered on the hoarding, well, you've already experienced exactly what we're unpacking today.
So picture this for a second. Let's say you're a developer and you're building this spectacular, multi-million-dollar luxury property. You need to secure investors, you absolutely have to pre-sell apartments, and you need to build massive hype. But right now, your property is literally just an empty patch of dirt and some blueprints. It begs the multi-million-dollar question, how do you show a building to people before it even exists? How do you actually convince someone to invest in a vision?
The answer to that is high-end 3D exterior visualization. To put it simply, this is the creation of premium, photorealistic images or animations that show how a building and its surroundings will appear after completion. And I really want to emphasize those two words right there, premium and photorealistic. We're not talking about some rough sketch or a clunky, cartoonish computer graphic. To make this concept super easy to understand, it's basically digital time travel. The artist is essentially taking a photograph of the future. The whole point is that you, the viewer, shouldn't be able to tell if you're looking at a photo of a real place or a computer-generated image.
Now, when we compare the basic architectural model to high-end 3D exterior visualization, it represents a massive evolutionary leap in how we communicate design. On one hand, we've got the old way of doing things. We've all seen these, right? Those little tabletop models made of white cardboard, maybe balsa wood, or just basic plastic blocks. And look, they're great for understanding the basic shape of a building, but they're cold. They lack emotion. Contrast that with high-end visualization, and we're talking about two completely different beasts. The high-end visualization doesn't just show you the geometry of the walls, it shows you the soul of the project. It strips away the abstraction and replaces it with pure, immediate reality.
Now you might be wondering, how exactly do these digital artists actually pull off this illusion? How do they cross that uncanny valley from a 3D computer model to a living, breathing image? Well, it comes down to a very specific recipe. Just like a master chef layers flavors to make a perfect dish, a 3D artist layers data and visual cues. So let's break down these ingredients of realism that transform a basic model into an absolute masterpiece.
First up, we have the physical elements. This is the absolute foundation. It includes building proportions and facade details, construction materials and surface finishes, plus the roads, pathways, and surrounding infrastructure. It all starts with strict mathematical precision. But then it gets so much deeper. We're talking about simulating the exact roughness of brushed concrete, the precise reflectivity of tinted glass, or the unique grain of a specific piece of marble. And it doesn't stop at the property line. To make it feel real, artists meticulously model the surrounding environment. Actually, if a building sits next to a cracked asphalt road in real life, a high-end visualization will often include that cracked road just to ground the image in reality. It's a total sensory simulation.
Once the physical world is built, we have to light it and bring it into nature with the environmental elements. This covers natural and artificial lighting, landscaping, and outdoor amenities, as well as the weather, season, and time of day. This is where the magic really starts to happen. Lighting is absolutely everything in 3D visualization. The artists carefully calculate natural sunlight. They balance artificial interior lighting. They add landscaping, and not just generic green blobs, but specific species of trees that match the architect's actual plans. And crucially, they dial in the weather and the time of day. A luxury condo, for example, might be visualized at the golden hour of sunset to get those warm, dramatic shadows, while a commercial office space might be shown on a crisp, bright spring morning to convey a sense of energy and productivity.
Finally, we reach the human and brand elements. This includes people, vehicles, environmental elements, and most importantly, the intended lifestyle and brand positioning. These are the most critical ingredients for selling the dream. You can have the most perfectly lit, perfectly textured building in the world, but without life, it just feels sterile. So the artists populate the scene. They add people walking dogs, couples grabbing coffee, specific vehicles parked out front, and they really dial in the lifestyle here. The choice of cars, the style of clothes, the digital people are wearing, none of this is random. If it's an ultra-luxury penthouse, you're going to see sleek sports cars and elegant evening scenes. The whole image is carefully engineered to visually broadcast the project's brand identity.
So what is the ultimate objective here? Why go through all this trouble? Why spend countless hours obsessing over the exact reflectivity of a window pane or exactly where a digital person is standing in the background? We've looked at the technical ingredients, but now we need to pivot and understand the true, overarching purpose behind all this painstaking digital work. The goal is to, and I quote, communicate the architectural vision in a way that feels believable, desirable, and consistent with the project's luxury positioning. The objective is not simply to just display a building. I mean, if they just wanted to show the building, that old cardboard model would do just fine, right? Instead, the ultimate goal is to make it believable and desirable. Those are the key words. High-end visualization is fundamentally a tool of persuasion. It's designed to spark an emotional reaction, making you desire a lifestyle that currently only exists on a hard drive. It bridges that gap between cold architectural blueprints and human aspiration.
Which brings us to a final thought to leave you with today. Next time you see a luxury building billboard, is it real or just a high-end visualization? We are surrounded by these images all the time, often without even realizing it. Because the technology and, honestly, the artistry have gotten so incredibly good, the line between reality and digital creation has virtually vanished. So next time you're walking down the street and you look up at a glossy billboard advertising a stunning new luxury building, take a closer look. Ask yourself, is that a real photograph you're looking at, or is it just a masterfully crafted high-end visualization? The answer might completely surprise you. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep your eyes open out there.